3, 2, 1. I just like jumping right into it because usually I think I've been such a radio guy, so I don't like to do the whole "Hey, welcome to Jardín podcast." Hey,
I feel you so much, bro. Yeah, so much.
So, but what I think I like to do, because sometimes I'll just jump right into it. But I want you to introduce yourself, man. And how would you want someone to introduce you? So let's start right there.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This Easy Mill. I'm a musician that hails from Olongapo City, the Philippines, and now I'm in Vegas. You know, just doing my thing with the music and having people just blessed that people mess with it. You know, and now I'm in Jardín.
Hey, I mean, you know, you gotta love the fact that you'll leave out that, you know, you just recently got signed to Shady Records,
right?
which is a a pretty big deal, I would say.
Like, yeah, recently signed to Shady after my Interscope. Yes, sir.
That's
FFP
pretty cool.
Records out with them.
How's that feel?
Bro, it's so mad. Like, just being able to, like, you know, kind of talk to them and like have that chance and like, you know, pass assets through.
Right.
That's like so crazy to me because before, like, I used to steal their assets.
Right. Amazing.
Just to listen to them, bro.
Right.
You know, LimeWire, what are you, maybe torrents, what?
Right.
I don't know. MP3 download. Yeah,
like,
give me that.
I always like to ask myself. So recently, I got to tour with Snoop Dogg in Europe, which was crazy for me because I had like a poster of Snoop on my wall. Like, do you think that like the Easy from like I like to ask myself, did I know that this was gonna happen? Do you think, is there a piece of you that like, you know, like a future you knew, or like you knew that, you know, you were, you know, I think you're just getting started really, but having that attention and just even to be able to say like, I'm signed to, you know, Eminem's label. I got to sit with Dr.Dre and listen to music. Like, did you know that was going to happen? Like, did you know that, you know?
Bro, I know, like no expectation of it at all. Just fucking admiring everything, like, you know, how they move in and everything.
Right.
Because like through high school, that just be like kind of our soundtracks of like everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? Like from school, from out of school, and at home, kind of just being knuckleheads. Right. You know what I'm saying? So just now for the fact that even especially you know,
right,
especially that situation, like I never knew this would happen. It just like it was like all of a mixture as well, like just living life in you know, going through all the struggles, and then just suddenly it's a freaking blessing. Like, like whoa, like I didn't expect it, man. That's just for real.
So you were signed to another label before that? Because from what I can gather is that they saw your video, right? And that's kind of how it all starts. But so were you already like on and getting traction before that, or what?
Yes, sir. Been getting like for a little bit, because I started out dabbling with the rap music. Like that's how a lot of people found me, even in the motherland in the Philippines.
The Panalo, right? Is that
not even that?
Not even that. Yeah. Okay.
It was this freestyle challenge, and there was this beat that was going around, which I thought was kind of like, you know, subpar. So I was like, okay, let me get on it. Let's see what we can do with this. And then that kind of popped off a little bit, right?
And were you in the Philippines at the time, or were you here?
I was already here.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just finished my debut album. Like I was creating it, right? And I finished it, and then I was honestly looking for more things to promote, because I just been going out there. Like when I didn't even have a car, I just had my skateboard. Right. Sometimes I'd Uber if I got like extra cash, you feel me? Right. And then just trying to make connections out there. And when I did the freestyle, like, you know, the numbers started like trickling up back home in the Philippines, and like all my homies from like, you know, from the docks, like, you know, in Olongapo City where I grew up, they was like going mad about it. Like they was like straight up banging on people, like, you know, hey, yeah, that's my homie, what the hell? Like they made the even separate video. I mean, I wish I could show y'all right now, but that's just like, and it trickled off from that. And then like after that, like the Panalo, I did the Wish performance, and that's what kind of like moved the like the traffic from just being in the Philippines, and then it kind of scoped out to the West. Right. Like, you know, some people in Europe started fucking with it, and then some people in what other countries like Africa, bro, like even India, like now, like, and then, yeah, it's crazy.
No, that's amazing. And, you know, you add the Filipino on top of it. There's such a pride, I think, that we all kind of go through.
Jardín, for real. Like, look at that. Say probably Jardín.
Like, some people, they don't, because, you know, I've DJ for Wiz or whatever. Like, I've had people be like, you're Filipino? Like, so you're saying that? And they don't believe that because, like, I don't know. I don't like to say this too much, but technically, we're not supposed to be here in these spaces a little bit. So, you know, when I was growing up, you know, I didn't watch a lot of Filipinos and rap music or DJs or whatever, but you know, there's so many like Filipino DJ goats, you know, obviously in the Bay and just around the world, and even in you know, in the Philippines, man, that people like Carlos out there is, you know, getting a lot of dap. So, you know, the pride here for me is extra because I can really appreciate the journey and just Thanks, Filipino pride, man. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Congratulations. I want to talk about, you know, there's a community here in Vegas, and there's hella Filipinos out here, obviously. And there's a community here that I got to know different players, like Tupaz and you know, sitting right there, Tines, and all these characters out here, Anton, and all these cats. Tell me the importance of like that community here. I know that I watched one of your videos and I like recognized a bunch of cats that are all Vegas cats, like, and PJ was kind of explaining that they all helped you, you know, put that video together. Tell me how important that community was here, that Filipino community just right here in Vegas.
Very important, man, because like to me, just being like the regular like, you know, out of school dude, like, you know, trying to get some money out here. And also because I had just like got out the Air Force, like when I finished my Act 1 album, like that's a debut album that I had Panalo in.
Okay.
And then basically after that I was just scanning through the city of like what I can do, and I had heard and just like seeing through the internet, like some people just really grinding it. I was just viewing through Instagram,
right?
And then they actually made one of the very first reactions to one of my songs that was like not like necessarily like the main popping one at the time, more of like a kind of an underground one. They did IDK reaction,
okay, and
they was first called KNXN Worldwide. They did the reaction, and then when I just kind of connected. And YOLO, like, cause that was crazy to me, like a first not non-Filipino reaction, that, like, cause to me being Filipino, like when my name kind of bubbling back home,
right,
and then they were like the first Phil-Ams that did the reaction.
The reaction, right,
and they're on their KNX YouTube channel. So shout out Tines, Tupas, Alika Dito. What was his name, bro? Alika Manuel.
Oh, Alika. Okay.
Yeah. That
I met all those guys. So,
yeah,
you know, when I first got to Vegas a few years ago, they were super welcoming, invited me to all this stuff. And it just felt good. And seeing like culture, man. Because Vegas is usually like everything's about the strip. But watching people thrive outside of that to me is super cool and interesting. And you know, I grew up in the East Coast where there wasn't too much like so many like, big Filipino communities as there are here or like in the Bay Area, you know what I mean?
And it's crazy to see where it came to now, like over there.
Right.
They're like they had me plugged in, bro. Like when I went to New York for the second time.
Right.
And like they also like kind of gave that vibe. But what's crazy, like out here, it's like the formulation of the modernization of Sin City.
Right.
You know, it's just crazy to see.
I love that. I just love all the subcultures too, and everything. So how often you go back to the Philippines?
Actually, man, we had just came back from a little gocation. I call it that, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Just
a little bit of work, a little bit of play, or just what?
More so like a retreat.
Okay.
Yeah, like a retreat from like, you know, how it is out here, because we just came from New York, and like the show was sold out.
Then, you know, just downstairs, someone was recognizing down there. Do you get recognized a lot in the Philippines or what?
Now that's where, like, you know, kind of where I get recognized a little too much.
In the Philippines.
Yeah, because even like the disguises that I'll be thinking of, like on the fly, I'm like, yo, hold on, I already got a ski mask, and they said they saw my eyes and like, that's Easy Mill. What the heck?
Right, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's amazing, man. I love that so much pride for that. Now let's jump into cannabis real quick. You came to visit the shop. What'd you think of the shop, man? Your first time. You lived here for so long. Tell me about it.
It's beautiful, man. Y'all should like take it out inside Jardín, like especially like just seeing how far like MJ has come through the years, and like witnessing it just being sold on the streets in the Philippines, and like being able to like be given a chance to be out here and like make my moves and like have people listen through, like and then seeing how this also, cause kind of being like the sideline of where rap and even metal is. I used to do some metal and like I work with some people who from back then. It's just so crazy, like seeing now it's like in the medical sections. Let's get it,
yeah, no, it's crazy. I hope one day the Philippines. Actually, what's funny is that when we travel with Wiz, people will bring him weed in different parts of the world. And Wiz, I remember saying very specifically when we were in the Philippines, he's like, this is actually some of the best weed that we've gotten overseas. So shout out to whoever.
Benguet weed is out of this world, both. Benguet weed.
Benguet, what's Benguet weed?
So I went to school like for a little bit of college, like in Baguio.
Okay.
You know where Baguio is?
Yeah, Baguio City is cooler up there, right? Yeah,
the mountain province. Nah, that's where I went to college for a little bit. So like just being in touch with like a little bit of the street culture, like while I was going to school, and it's crazy to see how it came to now. Like right now they got like only free trials. You can't take none out.
Oh, okay.
There's some stuff right there, like in the mountains, bro. Like,
that's that good shit. Good shit. I just want to go back to just because I was talking to Reza about just the possibilities, man, and the fact that you've been able to like get to this point. You're the dude. Like I was explaining to her, like, so when we went back to the Philippines, it was me, Wiz, and Kanye West was also performing. This is how I like. Maybe I'm romancing it, but I was like, picture this: my dad and mom, they left the Philippines. They met in the United States. Classic. My dad's in the Navy. My mom's a nurse. Classic. But out of all the people that went to go back, because I don't think there's like a ton of rappers that go back to Philippines and perform, right? It's not like a whole, maybe Flo Rida and a couple, but I was like, of all the people that left the island, and all the people that had met to conjugate, and I'm the son of two of those people that left the country, and I got to go back and perform in front of where would be like my homeland. Now you're the only Filipino dude ever to sign with Eminem and just have that experience. Like that's man, like that's just an amazing thing. So I'm giving you your flowers now. I'm just
thanks, man.
An inspiration. But what would you tell someone who would think that is impossible? Like I've seen so many people come and go in the art world, but like, what's your advice to an artist who started like you, skateboarding, little stinky ass kid, has a dream, and then to be able to just fulfill that to a certain degree? I know you're only getting started because you're so young, but what would be your advice to someone? Because this is what they need to hear. I love that they could see your art and the music and that moves them. But, I love asking questions like these. Like, what would you tell someone who was like in your position, 15 years ago,
I would say just keep striving, do your best to strive. Because, like, I feel like striving is such a strong word in itself. Because, like, it's hard to do so,
Right.
When faced with, like, certain, like, challenges, even familial outside, and then strive and try to prosper as much as you can, like even at a young age, because like even hanging out with where sometimes like your elders or parents might say don't hang out at, like just observe, like where you like where life might take you, and like what you observe like is sometimes what you kind of learn through how to survive as well,
right?
Like, survive and strive. So make sure to stay dedicated, and like look back on your whys. Why are you doing this? Like why did you get into doing what you was doing? Like I don't know, just for me, something I learned through skateboarding and the streets a little bit is when you fall, you gotta get back up, or that, cause ain't nobody else gonna make the tricks you do. You feel me? So like, if you out here grinding legally or illegally, you feel me? Like how you perform your trick, how it's done, and whether you roll away from it, that's gonna be on you. So keep trying, keep striving. That's all I gotta say.
I love that. You know, traditionally, I was thinking like obviously, I remember the moment back in the late '90s and early 2000s when I had to call my mom and be like, you know, I was doing computer programming, and I was like, Mom, I think I want to move the communications and I want to do the radio. And so imagine like a Filipino mom hearing that for the first time. And you know, believe it or not, she was supportive, and that's why I'm so thankful.
Yes.
Because you know, it's very stereotype in the Filipino community is like, what you're gonna do when you're gonna grow up. How was that for you? Like, were they immediately receptive? Like, I mean, it's different, you know.
No, like they were not too receptive of it, to be honest with you, when it first came to. Cause with just me and my cousins, even with the skating alone from before,
right,
we would get ourselves in some stupid shit just trying to make it to some, like, you know, competitions out here in different cities, and that's kind of like already like the onset. But
right. You want to do what? Right.
Yeah, and then, but kind of like just being in the mix of that too is where you kind of also learn different things, you know.
Right.
Not putting a good light on what people might coin as a rebel at sometimes,
right,
because like, you know, that can be very finicky with a PC culture, if you might say.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, it's just like, you know, we did the things that we did and kind of learned from it already. So
right,
we're just glad to be here on the face of the earth and being able to reap the benefits that it grows.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. Congratulations, man. Really
Thank
proud of you. I don't think this will be the last time that we'll have this conversation. I want to speak on the Duality real quick.
Yeah.
And, you know, I love the art. I really like that song, Can You Keep a Secret? I feel like that song kind of encompasses, like, you know, you still get the boom bap a little bit, and then you kind of get your artistry. Man, your range is incredible between the singing and the rapping, and I'm like, is this him? Like, sometimes I'm like, it doesn't say this is a feature. I love the duality because I think that's a concept that I really started to kind of what's the best way I could say it is to learn from, you know, that there is this duality, and there's a beauty in the fact that I always say that you know, it's
hard to balance like what you have on your plate if you kind of like don't have a mental dump.
Right.
That's what I thought of it, because even with the metal thing from before, like, you know, it's just not very passable in like a mainstream light, or what would cross as the regular media that you can get to the masses. You feel me?
Right.
So I've always like had that too, like a mental dump when it comes to, like, you know, an other self.
Right.
So like that's kind of how I picture the duality for me, like how I work through it, like in certain stuff that I deal with. Yeah.
No, I like that. I think it's important to just recognize, like, it can't just be one thing, because then it'll just topple over, right? And so the balance is always important. When I go through dark, I guess, or low, I'm always like, this is the debt to the blessings. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the moment where we got to insert some, you know, gratitude and faith. I love that, man. We're gonna have another conversation. As far as music is concerned, I know that the last album was on the Virgin, right? On Virgin, but this
Virgin distribution deal that we had.
But the next album is gonna officially go under Interscope, right? So what's that look like for you in the next months, year?
Man, I wish I could tell you some stuff.
Oh, good.
But, yeah, because we're basically just planning some mad things that come with the music, you feel me?
Right.
Like having some things to deal with, like making new connections as well, like with other musicians and artists.
Right. And now the resource chest kind of opened up a little bit, right? Yeah.
Now that's like the big win, bro. like, what can y'all tell me to not do now?
Right. Exactly. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Cool. So when that time comes, we'll get you back here in the seat so we can talk about the new music and everything. I just personally being a Filipino in the grind as well, and thinking that mountain was hard to climb, and for me to be able to, be with Khalifa, man, and travel around the world.
Oh, that gives me chills. Like, even you said, like, a while ago, you don't understand, like, just walking through, like, the halls.
Right.
And then you saying, like, Wiz Khalifa's name, man. Like, yeah, back in high school, like, bro, Cheech and Chong, what else? But, like, I remember me and my cousins and my homie Dun Dun, we was, like, all geeking out on him and Snoop's movie. What was it?
Right, Mac and Devin.
We Mac and Devin, bro. I
yeah.
remember, like, it on a CD. We had it, like, made sure the parents were out. Nah, my auntie. Nah, we wasn't with no parents. We made sure, like, auntie was out, and me and my cousin, my uncle, and the homies, and it was like one of the parties, and it was just so wild, bro. I remember to this day. Yeah,
I love that, man. Yeah, just seeing, being able to see that dream through, man. I was once this little stinky kid DJing little college parties, and to be able to be on the stage at Coachellas and be on the radio, and then so I'm officially your tito, okay? Yeah. Because I'm the old head that could tell you all the do's and don'ts on the road.
Kuya.
So Kuya, all right, cool. I'll take Kuya.
Yeah, let's go.
No, I appreciate that, but Easy Mill. No, we still young here. Appreciate it. We're gonna hear more from Easy Mill coming up. Thank you so much for stopping by, Jardín.
Thank you for having me,
and just being someone honor. To even though you're my youngin, I look up to you and I'm really proud of you. So you can consider me, a resource.
I'm honored to have y'all take me through Jardín and like pick out all that stuff. So man, like,
enjoy it, man.
Kuya, thanks for this.
My man, I appreciate it.
Jardín Sounds.